Live from the Clash of Naguru here, the next media pack where we are best bringing to you this live it's the Clash of Live Club from Uganda returning to the CAF Confederation Cup the first time since 2016. That was a bad time for the 2015. It was a bad time for them because they were rejected by the Pirates, but they put on such a fight. Both the Olympic was in they got to the first round and the premier round they got to the first round. So the pedigree is there in this one. URA has pedigree when it comes to this level. That's an age of Ethiopia coffee.
Of course, URA has everything they have to go into this game. But if you look at how they prepare for this game in particular, and you look at how they prepare for the season, the thing is he was there with the team and he knew he has not to send off to check out for the team. He just reinforced with maybe better players, let me say, to come to a team. If you look at Skaju and all those other players that he brought in, they're just there to at least improve on the squad depth. If you look at the team and the way standing, Saidi is one of the players who came in addition because of to start. He has a lot to offer. Yes, he has a lot of after failing to impress maybe in Sudan.
Well, he failed to impress in Sudan. He would hope to impress against Ethiopians. Now let's look at a bit of this visiting team. They have been quite performed at drawing us from their perspective. Let's look at their quickly how they'll be performing because coming into such a game against a team you don't meet so often. If actually they have it, and for the first time, it's always good. Let's get to see the form for these Ethiopians and how they'll be performing. I think they have a couple of draws there in past 5 games. They have got 4 draws and won only once. That's right there. They drew. They beat Hadia Hossein in the league. Then they draw their games. So they draw that goal squad. So they both quite outside. But you have seen not so much either.
Yeah, no. These matches, the last 5 matches, they played these as matches of 2 months ago because their season hasn't started. This is for the conclusion of last season. So they will not have match fitness because they have not played many games. The advantage they might have over URA is the fact that for them, they have 7 players who play for Ethiopia national team. So I think that they have been in training. They just played 2 matches over the last week, and that might help. However, they don't seem to be very physically fit as I could see from the picture, and that's where URA needs to take advantage from because usually they're soft, they're slower, so we need to be aggressive. URA needs to be aggressive, needs to apply speed and be a bit direct because when they come to the use of the ball, they are very technical, they can use the ball very well.
Use the ball quite right. Just a bit about the just to use these left-footed players. I don't know, already I've seen stories about him. Probably I think now his career is headed to the downward. He's a pretty promising left-footed player. Young. The second ball for me, talk about players like McLeod was a very promising left-footed footballer. What is it? How are we not using them, right? Are they just not good enough? Left-footed players, you have to let them be. They have to be free. They want to be artistic. They want to be creative. They take risks. So you need to let them be. Unfortunately, we are so micromanaging them, especially during the game or even during training. So if you don't allow them to be themselves, you see when a ball is playing, coach is always letting be, and through that, they've got the match on the pitch. So we need to encourage the creativity, the audacity, the risk-taking. Unfortunately, right player, left player, we'll be starting this game. I think probably playing off the I think trying to get the ball in there from you who is just leading the line. I like just coming through from the same they said that it was hot and I trained with the hits, so the capital is something that has an effect. Yes, should play because how does the country feel in such a way as should be displayed as the sport, then use the hits. So probably this is the hits limited now.
There's a reason in yeah, I think that's just on the surface. Of course, sometimes when trains and they train well, carrots train well. However, it becomes a bit thicker than it's supposed to be because of the rubber, and sometimes it retains some bit of moisture, which may not allow the ball to move as expected. However, when it shines, it means it will break so fast and then continue to return to normal. Also, one thing that we need to observe is how hot it becomes. But I think the Ugandan players, URA players, have adapted already because they've been there before. So it means they will be adapted over the Ethiopians.
How they adapted, we'll be finding out in the next few years as we enjoy the warm-ups there of the visiting team. Ethiopia FC number 10, Abdulhakim Nasser. A guy was a squad record coach. This is a team big rivals with the same team in Ethiopia. They have played the same stadium. So in terms of status, these are big points. Don't think URA is going to be against a minor team. We'll be taking there. Of course, we'll be taking there live in the next few minutes. But before that, guys, let's get to predict the goals. The lineups will say, let's have goals. You know, the opposite them. Do you expect goals in this game?
I do expect goals, especially from URA. If they want to go past this stage, they need to win and not only win, but win decisively. So they can take a sizable advantage in Ethiopia because it's going to be a different ball game there. However, I see with the lineup, they're going to play 4-3-3. They have a lot of speed. With Sekati on the left, I think Rotom is going to be the right, and Mokala is going to be the lineup. There's a lot of speed and movement. Then they have Shafiq and they have Journey. So that alone can show you that their entities on getting goals. And in those 5 players, I think they can cause trouble.
And that mentions that Journey and Shafiq are mostly to add to this team. Journey is a ball shooter. He's got such a few positions. And you've got Mokala who knows how to position himself on targets. Journey is good with through passes. Those 5 key smart balls. It's quite fast in the you feel like there will be an excuse for Stephen Mokala this time. Those balls will come in.
Well, I think the fact that Secretary comes in is another problem because if you observe that season, it was Mokala who was going wide instead of Mino. So today might be forced to come to the middle, which might be something different. And if you look at the time that's taken them to make those adjustments, it may not have given them a lot of time. The key point here is how will URA defend? One of the biggest challenges last season.
Try to say it's performing in the line, the lineups and how they're the back short. I think they'll keep protecting. I don't see Mokala will be target man.
So that is why I challenge you because Rotom usually comes from the right, Secretary will come from the left. Now, if you're pushing Mokala in the middle, it means you're going to change the way he plays. Has that enough? I don't know. 2 attack-minded left backs, Derek Nahil and Mandela Ashraf. Because what last 2 the most. This game is supposed to be entertaining by all means.
It's supposed to be entertaining. And remember, they defend well, especially under Simba. They defend well because it's in Simba's DNA. The lineup they put out, the intent is to go and get goals. So they have already 5, 3 attackers, 2 creative midfielders who also score goals, and 2 people who are coming from back to add in the crosses and the impetus going forward. So for me, if they can get it done, it doesn't matter who's going to lead the line. Those 3 are quite mobile enough. They will interchange if they want to, but they have different dimensions. Secondly, he's direct. He's not the fancy left-footed player like you hit earlier, but he's direct and goes to ball. He has a big heart and he outside. From here, can mix it. He can dribble, he can create. Mokala is also direct, left-footed as well. So they have to avoid both of them always doing on the same side. Between everyone equal. But that has to be dictated by the experienced player of Shafiq Adimo and Saidi Sherine, and I think they'll do the job well. So for me, I'm excited with this lineup because I know Kofi is also going to put the ball on the ground and try to play. So we'll wait to see, but I will say both.
Actually, trying to play is my biggest challenge with your eyes defending. Usually, you saw how they struggle with the balls. Yeah, they have players of ball enough to deal with them. However, I just want to see a defense that is more responsible now to handle some situations that they should be handling better. Because if you fail to defend against high balls, which wherever you are behind you, it also becomes a disappointment. If you can defend high balls, how do you defend through balls? That's one of the things I want to see. If you can deal with them better, then the result is there.
Result is there, but the final man who decides to win the corner that ball doesn't cross the line is the man usually the sticks. Adios enough, and this ball is quite something. He has been consistent in this moment, right?
Yes, and it's quite talented, and with the return of Aliso, the competition is going to get better. I think I have a problem with size, but apart from that, in terms of game reading, he's very good. He's a short stopper, usually weak on one, but usually he doesn't give us away. I think his defense should be a problem because we all know that's what they do best. However, I do think that it is key that they start on the front foot. Yes, if you don't do that and these Ethiopians get into the rhythm, then they can outpass you. I know the field will be a factor because the Ethiopians will struggle later in the game. So, but before then, they need to do like what the stress did. Get on the front foot, dictate the game right away, and try to find the goals.
Goals the which prediction bets? I'm going to one. Two one. First half goals this.
I think you are already about in the first half.
The goal will be to win that first game on the continent for the first time since 2015. But my goal now is to hand you over the table hands of Jermaine Egesa and John James in the comments. Let's and enjoy this beauty of the continental match.
Well, 24 hours later, and we are back at the St. Mary's Stadium here in Chitembe. The national team got done. We need to see the CAF Champions League into close. This tournament tonight, CAF Confederation Cup action. The URA does not just take on the of the teams that did represent the court last season, but it was a disappointing run for them. Now, Gabo is bringing forward clashes for teams that are hoping that they can carry the flag as far as the club competition are concerned. Well, it's now the form of Ugandan football, you could say, Jermaine, by and large, because this is where all international games by both the national team, the Cranes, and all the clubs play now. It's one of those watershed moments when you look at how far Ugandan football has come. The fact that Dr. Lawrence Mulimba has put up this very good facility that is now working as one of those backups in the absence of Mandela National Stadium. And of course, missing in action there in the picture, guys, Jason Munda, one of the midfielders that you are signed like in the 2020-2021 season, is missing because of injury. But we will be starting because of skill and technique that he has as a player.
Well, then you would make quite an comment. It's for many over the few who have been right here. But the message remains as you see on afternoon is please must stay safe as you stay home and catch stay live here from Samuka TV. In a couple of minutes, that's about 6 minutes, we'll have the game get underway. They do get according to the timeline. The Ethiopians checking in late for the warm up and leaving the people for the warm up pretty late to head to the dressing rooms. I think so many things have happened before kick-off of this game that are kind of intriguing in a way. If you look at the fact that Ethiopian Gofi brought in almost an hour later than they should have because it was their time at about 2:45 and yet they knew by the time they should have been up. It's kind of interesting what happened. Very high coming much earlier than that. But both teams go down for their warm-ups at 3:25. That is 35 minutes before kick-off here. If you look at Friday and the 5 fixture between Express and Elmery, if you look at that fixture, the teams put out for their warm-ups at about 2:45 and by 3:25 we're all done about the dressing room ready for kick-off. This time it's been a bit different. I know, man, what happens is that if teams don't warm up well, it affects the kind of start that they have for again. Well, URA did about the last numbers to cheer on their team as I make sure tonight they can get the job done. It's been quite a journey for URA as far as qualification is concerned. They probably means that they're back at the once again. Yeah, former URA coach Moses Pasana, one of them that led the club to his one of the last league titles in 2011. He was the part of 2009. He was the head coach and the the continent in 2010 when he was coach. So he knows these kinds of moments and the pressure that normally comes about during these kinds of occasions. And you hope that
በጣም በሳል ምክንያቱም በኢትዮጵያ ቡና ብዙዎችን ተመልክታችሁ ከሆነ በቢልዳፕ ሁለቱ ተጫዋቾች ናቸው ብዙ ኳስ ተች የሚያደርጉት ይባ
ሁለቱ ሴንተር ባኮች እንደምትመለከቱ ስፕሊት አድርገው ነው እንግዲህ ኳሱን በሃይ ፕሬሲንግ የተጫወቱ ስላልሆኑ ያን ያህል ሴንተር ባኮችን ተጭነው የዩአርኤ ተጫዋቾች አስጨንቀው ኳስ ለመቀበል ጥረት ሲያደርጉ አትመለከት ነገር ግን ወደ ቀጣዩ ፌዝ ኢትዮጵያ ቡናዎች ወደ አማካዮቹ ጋር ኳስ ለማሻገር ወይንም ወደ ፉል ባኮቹ እንደምትመለከታቸው ትንሽ ከፍ ብለው ነው ኳስ ለመቀበል ጥረት የሚያደርጉትና ወደ እነሱ ጋር ኳሱ ከሄደ በኋላ ግን ጫን ብለው ኳሱን ለመንጠቅ ጥረት ሲያደርጉ ነው እስካሁን ድረስ እየተመለከትን የምንገኘው
ምስሉ ላይ አዲሱን የዩአርኤን አሰልጣኝ ሳምቲሜን እየተመለከትናቸው እንገኛለን በነገራችን ላይ አሰልጣኝ ሳምቲሜ ከአራት የተለያዩ ክለቦች ጋር የሴካፋ ካጋሜ ካፕን አንስተዋል በ2005 ከቪላ ኤፍሲ በ2006 ከፖሊስ ኤፍሲ እንዲሁም በ2011 ከሩዋንዳው አትራኮ ጋር ከዚህ ተጨማሪም በ2011 ከታንዛኒያው ያንግ አፍሪካንስ ጋር የሴካፋ ካጋሜ ካፕን ከፍ አድርገው ማሳካት የቻሉ በአፍሪካ እንግዲህ ካፍ እውቅና ከሰጣቸው ላይሰንስ ካላቸው አሰልጣኞች መካከል አንዱ ሳምቲሜ ናቸው አበበ ጥላሁን አስራቱንጆ በጋብስራ አቅጣጫ ኢትዮጵያ ቡናዎች ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል እንዳለ ደባልቄ አስደናቂ ኳስ ለማግኘት ጥረት አድርጎ ነበር ከዊሊያም ሰለሞን ተሻግሮለት ነበር ታፈሰ ሰለሞን ዊሊያም ሰለሞን እንዳለ ደባልቄ በጋብስራ አቅጣጫ ላይ ሚካስ መኮንን ኃይለ ገብረተንሳይ ዊሊያም ሰለሞን ኳሱን ይዞ ነበር ሆኖም ዩአርኤዎች ኳሱን ነጥቀዋል ናጅብ ፈሳሊ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል ረጅም ኳስ ወደ ግራ መስመር አቅጣጫ ላይ ፓትሪክ ቡናዎች ኳሱን ነጥቀዋል በሰዓት ላይ ታፈሰ ሰለሞን ረጅም ኳስ ታፈሰ ሰለሞን በአስደናቂ ሁኔታ ምናልባት ኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ እጅግ በጣም አስደናቂ አማካዮችን ጥሩ ቢባል ታፈሰ ሰለሞን መርሳት አይቻልም እጅግ በጣም አስደናቂ የአማካይ ስፍራ ተጫዋች ነው ታፈሰ ሰለሞን ከረጅም ርቀት ላይ በግራ እግሩ የመታው ኳስ ግብ ጠባቂው አወጣበት እንጂ ምናልባት ኢትዮጵያ ቡና የመጀመሪያ ጎላቸውን ሊያስቆጥሩ ተቃርበው ነበር ያስቆጥራቸው ጎሎች ራሱ
ኒያ ላይ ያለ ምናልባት እድሉ ከኔ በላይ ሊያስታውሰው ይችላል ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ላይ በጣም የሚገርም ግብ አስቆጥሮ ነበር 2003 ላይ ማለት ነው የብዙ የኢትዮጵያ እግር ኳስ ደጋፊዎች ልብ ውስጥ የሚገባው ያን ይመስለኛል በኒያ ላይ እግር ኳስ ህይወቱ እንደጀመረ ብዙዎቻችን እናስታውሳለን
ከዛ በሐዋሳ
ረጅም ጊዜ ሐዋሳን የተጫወተ ነገር ግን አሁን ያልከው ከረጅም ርቀት ቅዱስ ጊዮርጊስ ላይ በወቅቱ ያገባት ጎል በጣም ታዋቂ ነበረች ለብዙ ስፖርት ቤተሰቦች ያስተዋወቀችው ነበረችና እንደዚህ አይነት ግብ ነበር አሁንም ለማስቆጠር እየጣረ የነበረው ታዲ አንድ ግን ማንሳት ያለብን አቡበከር ናስር ላይ እንግዲህ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ዋናው ተጫዋች የቡድኑ ደጋፊዎች የሚጠብቁት ከዚህ ቡድን የአቡበከር ናስርን ማጂክ ነው አይደለ አንድ አቡበከር ናስር ላይ የሚነሳ መከራከሪያ ያለ አቡበከር ናስር የቦክስ ውስጥ አጥቂ ነው ወይስ የዊንግ አታከር ነው የሚባል ጥያቄ አለ ስለዚህ በተዋዋተን በብሔራዊ ቡድን ደረጃ ሲያሰልፉት የነበረበትን ቦታ አይተናል አይደለ በጋናውና በዚምባብዌ ጨዋታ ላይ በስታርቲንግ 11 ሲጀምር ተጫዋቹ ከመስመር እየተነሳ ጌታነህ ከበደን እንዲያግዝ አድርጎ ነበር ሲያሰልፉት የነበረው ነገር ግን እሱኛው ፕላናቸው ሳይሰምር ሲቀር ሙሉ ቲፒካል የቦክስ ውስጥ አጥቂ አድርጎ ሲያሰልፉት ነበርና ዛሬ ግን አመቱ ሙሉ ባሳለፈበት ቦታ ላይ አይደለም አቡበከር ናስር እየተጫወተ የሚገኘው ያን ሁሉ ግብ ያስቆጠረው የቦክስ ውስጥ አጥቂ ሆኖ እንደነበረ እናስታውሳለን ዛሬ ግን ወደ ግራ መስመር አውጥቶ እርግጥ የመስመር ተጫዋቹ እንደሚሆን ይታወቃል ነገር ግን አመቱ ሙሉ በጣም ኤግዛይትድ የሆነ አመት ያሳለፈው ለጎቡ በጣም ቅርብ ሆኖ የቦክስ ውስጥ አጥቂ ሆኖ እንደነበር እናስታውሳለንና ዛሬ ግን ያኛውን ነገር አጥቶታል ማለት ነው በኢትዮጵያ ቡና መለያ ወደ ግራ መስመር አዘን ብሎ ነው እየተጫወተ የሚገኘው የቡድኑ አጥቂ እንዳለ ደባልቄ ነው እንግዲህ አሁን የቡድኑን የማጥቃት እንቅስቃሴ እየመራ እየተመለከተ ነው የምንገኘውና ይሄኛው ነገር ምን ያህል ቡድኑን ያዛልቀዋል የሚለው ነገር እንግዲህ የሚጠበቅ ነው የሚሆነው ታዲያ
ጨዋታው ቀጥሏል ክብራትና ክብራን ተመልካቾቻችን ጎል አልተቆጠረም ባዶ ለባዶ ነው ሐሳብ አስተያየቶቻችሁን ጻፉልን 12ኛው ደቂቃ ላይ ደርሰናል ወንድሜ ደረጀ አቤል ማሞ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል ግብ ጠባቂው አቤል ማሞ ለወንድሜ ደረጀ ዊሊያም ሰለሞን ተሳሳተ። ሆኖም ወንድሜ ደረጀ ኳሱን ቶሎኑ አውጥቷል። ግብ ጠባቂው አሌንዞ ናውፌንጋ ነው ኳስ የሚገኘው። ሙሊኪ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል። ዩአርኤዎች ረጅም ኳስ ከተከላካይ ጀርባ በሚጣል በቀኝ አቅጣጫ ላይ አበበ ጥላሁን በጥሩ ብቃት ኳሱን አቋርጧል። አማኑኤል ዮሐንስ ኳሱን አልተቆጣጠረውም። በቀኝ አቅጣጫ ላይ ዮሐን ሳይድ ሰንተር አደረገ። ሆኖም ዮሐን ሳይድ ያሻመው ኳስ በቀጥታ ወደ ውጭ ነው የወጣው። ግብ ጠባቂው አቤል ማሞ በሚጀምረው ኳስ ጨዋታው ይቀጥላል። በመልስ ምት ጨዋታው የሚቀጥል ይሆናል። ታፈሰ ሰለሞን አበበ ጥላሁን አስራት ቱንጆ በግራ መስመር አቅጣጫ ላይ አስራት ተሳሳተ። ምናልባት ያሪዎች ስህተት ግን መቀነስ አለባቸው። ኢትዮጵያ ቡና እጅግ በጣም ከባድ ስህተት። አምበሉ ከሪሙ ሻፊክ ኳስና መረብን ያገናኝ ነበር። የአማኑኤል ዮሐንስን ስህተት ተጠቅሞ ታፈሰ ሰለሞን ግን ሞተበት። ምናልባት ግቡ እንዳይቆጠር ታፈሰ ሰለሞን እስከ መጨረሻ ድረስ ሩጦ አምበሉን ከሪሙ ሻፊክን ባጨናግፉበት ኖሮ ምናልባት ዩአርኤዎች የመጀመሪያ ጎላቸውን ሊያስቆጥሩ ተቃርበው ነበር።
ድፍረት አለ እኮ ነው አይደል ታዲ? ኢትዮጵያ ቡናው እኔ አስተላልፎ በጣም አስገርሞኛል። ታዲ በጣም አታኪንግ ማይንድ የሆኑ ተጫዋቾች ናቸው በሜዳ ላይ ያሰለፈው። አዌቲም እስካይመስል ድረስ ማለት ነው። ተከላካዮቹ እንዳለ ሆኖ አማኑኤል ዮሐንስ እንደ ሬጂስታር የሚቆጠር እንደ ዲፕላይን ፕሌይ ሜከር የሚቆጠር የተከላካይ አማካይ ነው እንጂ ያን ያህል ጠራጊ ታክል ወራጅ ምናምን የተከላካይ አማካይ አይደለም። ከሱ ውጪ ታፈሰ ተስፋዬ ማነው ታፈሰ ሰለሞን አንተ ብዙ ብለህለታ። ዊሊያም ሰለሞን በጣም ጥሩ አታኪንግ ሚድፊልደር እንደሆነ ይታወቃል። ሚኪያስ እንዳለ አቡበከር እነዚህ ሁላ ተጫዋቾች አሉ። የመስመር ተከላካዮቹ ማስራትና ኃይሌ ገብረትንሳኤ ከመከላከል ባህሪያቸው የበለጠ ለማጥቃት ያላቸው አፒታይት በጣም ከፍተኛ ነውና እኔ አሰልጣኝ ካሴ አራገ ከጨዋታው በፊት የመረጡት ስታርቲንግ 11 ራሱ ምን ያህል ድፍረት የተሞላበት እንደሆነ መናገር ያለብን ይመስለኛል። ብዙዎቹ ተጫዋቾች ለማጥቃት ያላቸው አፒታይት በጣም ከፍተኛ ሆኖ ነው ያገኙት በወረቀት ደረጃ ማለት ነው።
አበሳት ላይ ኳስ ወደ ውጭ ወጥቷል። ለኢትዮጵያ ቡና ጀመር ሱሎራ ተሰጥቷል። የተከታተላችሁ የምትገኙት ተወዳጁ ጣቢያ ብስራት ኤፍኤም 101.1 ነው። በአፍሪካ ኮንፌዴሬሽን ካፕ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ከዩአርኤ በሴንት ሜሪ ስቴዲየም ላይ ያደረጉት የሚገኙ ጨዋታ ጎል አልተቆጠረበትም። 16ኛው ደቂቃ ላይ ደርሷል።
የፋሲልም ጨዋታ እስካሁን ግብ አልተቆጠረበትም። ታዲያ
ባህር ዳር ላይም ፋሲል ከነማ አሊ አልጋር ጨዋታውን እያደረገ ነው። ጎል አልተቆጠረም። ባዶ ነው የባህር ዳሩን ጨዋታ። አፍሮ ፊልም ፕሮሞሽን እና ኢንተርቴይንመንት ነው ይህንን ፕሮግራም አዘጋጅቶ በተወዳጁ ጣቢያ ብስራት ኤፍኤም 101.1 ላይ እያደረሰላችሁ የሚገኘው። በፌስቡክ ገጻችን እንዲሁም በዩቲዩብ ቻናላችን ጨዋታውን መከታተል ትችላላችሁ። ቅኝት ሚዲያ ብላችሁ ከዛ ውጭ ደግሞ 6979 ላይ አጭር የጽሁፍ መልእክት አድርሱን። 0910 129604 ላይም መልእክቶቻችሁን አቀብሉን። አስራት ቱንጆ ዊሊያም ሰለሞን አቡበከር ናስር መሀል ሜዳ አካባቢ ላይ ታፈሰ ሰለሞን ከተከላካይ ጀርባ ለሚኪያስ መኮንን ኃይለ ገብረትንሳኤ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል። ሚኪያስ ኳሱን ኃይለ ገብረትንሳኤ እየታገለ ነው የሚገኘው። ሚኪያስ ኳሱን ለማግኘት ጥረት አድርጎ ነበር፣ አልተሳካለትም። በኢትዮጵያ ቡና የረጅም ጊዜ ኮንትራት ከፈረሙ ተጫዋቾች መካከል አንዱ ሚኪያስ መኮንን መሆኑ ይታወሳል። በተለይ ከአቡበከር ናስር ጋር ያላቸው ግንኙነት እጅግ በጣም ጥሩ ነው።
ከሀረር ሲቲ ጀምሮ 2009 ላይ ሀረር ሲቲ አብረው እንደገቡ ብዙዎቻችን እናስታውሳለን አይደል? አቡበከር ናስር ሲጠራ ጎን ለጎን የሚኪያስ መኮንንም ስም ይጠራል። የሀረር ሲቲን ከ17 ዓመት በታች ቡድን ምን ያህል ጥሩ እንዳደረጉት ብዙዎቻችን እናስታውሳለን። ያ ጨዋታ ብቻ ሳይሆን ታስታውሱ እንደሆነ የኢትዮጵያ ብሔራዊ ቡድን ከ17 ዓመት በታች የኢትዮጵያ ብሔራዊ ቡድን ሁላ ግብጽ ላይ ተጉዞ በጣም ብቃት ሲያሳይ ያቺ ማንተረሳ ጎል እኮ ታዲ በሚኪያስ መኮንን የተቆጠረችው እድገታቸው የአቡበከር እድገት ነው የፈጠነው ወይስ የሚኪያስ እድገት ነው የፈጠነው የሚለው ሌላ ነገር ሆኖ ሳለ ግን ሁለቱም ተጫዋቾች በኢትዮጵያ እግር ኳስ በኩል ደረጃ ብቅ ያሉ ተጫዋቾች እንደሆኑ ማስተዋወስ አለብን።
አበበ ጥላሁን ለግብ ጠባቂው አቤል ማሞ ወንድሜ ነደረጀ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል በቀይ መስመር አቅጣጫ ላይ አማኑኤል ዮሐንስ አለለት ፊት ለፊቱ ላይ ወንድሜ ነደረጀ ለኃይሌ ገብረትንሳኤ ኃይሌ ሚካስ መኮንን አማኑኤል ዮሐንስ ጋር ኳስ ይገኛል አማኑኤል ለግአው ለአበበ ጥላሁን ሰጥቶታል አበበ ጥላሁን ለግብ ጠባቂው አቤል ማሞ እንዴ አንዳንዴ በጣም ከባድ ነው የሚወስዱት ሪስክ ተመለከትከው
ኦቨር ኮንፊደንስ
ዋጋ ያስከፍላል ባለፈው ውድድር አመት በኢትዮጵያ ፕሪሚየር ሊግ ታስታውሳለህ ግብ ጠባቂውና ተከላካዩ ሚስ ኮሚኒኬሽን ፈጥረው ቀጥታ የተቆጣው ያ አማካይ ያ አቡበክር ናስር ወንድም ሬድዋን በራሱ መረብ ላይ ያስቆጠረው ታስታውሳለህ
እንዴ ቀደም አልኩ እንደውም ያምነው የተከላካይ መስመር ስህተት በተወሰነ መልኩ ቀንሶ ነበር ካቻም ላይ ነበረው ስህተት ደግሞ ለጉድ ነበር ብዙዎቻችን እንደምናስታውሰው የቡድኑ ተከላካዮችና የተከላካይ አማካኞች በጣም በኦቨር ኮንፊደንስ ነው ኳሶችን ለመመስረት የሚሄዱት አንዳንድ ጊዜ እኮ ከአሰልጣኞችም ነገሮች መተላለፍ አለባቸው አይደለ አዝዳሚ ባል ነገር አለ የፋይናል ዲሲዥን በተከላካዮች እንዲወሰድ ኃላፊነት ይሰጣቸዋል ተከላካዮች ነገር ግን ኢትዮጵያ ቡናዎች በጣም በርጋታ እርግጠኛ አሰልጣኙን ለተጫዋቾች የሚሰጠው ነፃነት በጣም አደንቃለሁ በድህረ ጨዋታ ስቴቶች ላይ ራሱ የተጫዋቾች በራሳቸው ስህተት ግብ ሲያስተናግዱ እና ጋዜጠኞች ጥያቄዎችን ሲያነሱለት ነው ኢትስ ኦኬ ይሻሻላል ስህተት አለ ይታረማል የሚል የተጫዋቹን ኮንፊደንስ ለማሳደግ የተጫዋቾቹን ስህተት በራሱ እንደ ቡድን በተጫወትንበት መንገድ ነው የተሳሳት ነው ብሎ በማረም ወይንም ብሎ ኮምፐንሴት ነገሩን በማድረግ ነገር ይሁን ሲያልፈው እንመለከት ነበር እንጂ ታዲያ እንዳልከው አምናም ስህተቶች ነበሩ ነገር ግን ከካቻ አምናው አንፃር ስታነጻጽረው አምና የነበሩ ስህተቶች እየቀነሱ እንደመጡ መናገር ያለብን ይመስለኛል ነገር ግን ያም ሆኖ የኢትዮጵያ ቡና የተከላካይ መስመር በጣም ያልተረጋጋ መስመር በተለይ ሁለቱ ሴንተር ባኮች በጣም ያልተረጋጋ ጥምረት እንደነበረው ስንመለከት ነበር አይደል በየሳምንቱ ብዙ ለውጦች እንደነበሩ ስንመለከት ነበር አፍሪካ አሁን ሲዳማ ቡና የገባው ምን ተስኖት ከወንድሜ ደረጀ ጋር ይጣመራል አሁን ሁለቱ ታዴ እንደምትመለከተው አሁንም ሌላ ግብ ሊቆጠር ነው
ኳስ አሁን 20 ደቂቃ ምናልባት ኦልሞስት 20 ደቂቃ ሆኖታል የዩአርኤ ስትራቴጂ የኢትዮጵያ ቡናን 1/3ኛውን ክፍል የመጨረሻውን ክፍል ፕሬሲንግ ለመጠቀም የሞከረ ማለትም የፈለገ አይመስልም በአጠቃላይ 20 ደቂቃ ስናየው 1/3ኛው ክፍል እንዲጀምሩ ፈቅዶላቸዋል ነገር ግን ኳሶች ወደ ኋላ ባክባስ ሲመለሱ ወደ በረኛ ሲሄዱ ግን ፉል ፕሬሲንግ አድርገው ነው እየወጡ ያሉትና ከዛ ውጪ ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ጠንካራ ነው የሚባለው ፓርቱ አጥቅቶ መጫወቱ እና ቢልድ አፕ መስራቱ በቢልድ አፕ ሲወጣ እንደ ስህተት እንዳለ ሁሉ የተወሰኑ አስቸጋሪ ፓሶች ሚኪያስ 14 ቱንጆ አሁን መጨረሻ ላይ ደግሞ በካውንተር አታክ የመጡበት ታፈሰ የተቀማበት ይሄም አሁን ምናየው በካውንተር አታክ የመጡ ምናልባት ኢትዮጵያ ቡና በካውንተር አታክ ወይ በሴት ፒስ ካልሆነ በስተቀር እንደዚህ በሚቀሙ ፓሶች ነው ሊቸገር የሚችለው ግን ቢልድ አፑን ደግሞ ሰብሮ ካወጣ ደግሞ ለዩአርኤ ደግሞ የበለጠ አደጋ የሚፈጥርበት እንቅስቃሴ እንደዚህ አይነት 2-3 አጋጣሚዎችን መፍጠር ይችላሉ ስለዚህ ትልቁ ነገር ደግሞ ማጥቃት ራሱ በራሱ መከላከልም ጭምር ነው የኢትዮጵያ ክለቦችና እንደው በብሔራዊ ቡድን ደረጃ ፈርስት 15 እና 20 ሚኒትስ ነው ጎሎች የሚቆጠሩበት አሁን በዩአርኤ ድክመት ወይም ጥንካሬ ባለማሳየት ያገኙዋቸውን የኢትዮጵያ ቡና የረሳሳታቸውን ስህተቶችን ካለመጠቀም አንፃር ነው እንጂ የተወሰኑ እንትኖች ነበሩ የተወሰኑ ክፍተቶች ነበሩ በቢልድ አፕ ላይ በተረፈ ግን ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ይሄንን ጨዋታ በእንደዚህ መልኩ ኳስን በራሱ በመያዝ መቆጣጠሩ በራሱ ጥንካሬ የሚያሳይ ነው ማለት እንችላለን ባለፉት 22 ደቂቃዎች ላይ የተመለከትኳቸው ነገሮች እነዚህ ናቸው
22ኛው ደቂቃ ከ30ኛው ሰከንድ ላይ እንገኛለን ባዶ ለባዶ በሴንት ሜሪ ላይ ጨዋታው ቀጥሏል ዩአርኤ ከኢትዮጵያ ቡና ጎል አልተቆጠረም አስደናቂ ኳስ ጎል ዩአርኤዎች ስቴፋን እጅግ በጣም አስደናቂ አጥቂ ነው ስንል የነበረው ስቴፋን ኳስና መረብን አገናኝቶ ዩአርኤዎች 1-0 በሴንት ሜሪ መምራት ጀመሩ በቀይ መስመር አቅጣጫ ላይ ሴንተር የተደረገውን ምኩዋላ ስቴፋን በጭንቅላቱ ገይቶ የመጀመሪያ ጎል ለዩአርኤዎች አስቆጠረ ዋው በጣም ፍሪ ሄደር ሆኖ ነው ኳሱን ያገኘው። ኢትዮጵያ ቡናዎች በጣም ደካማ በነበሩበት ሰዓት ወይም ደግሞ ትኩረት ባልሰጡበት ሁኔታ ላይ ሁለት የጭንቅላት ኳሶች በፔናልቲ ቦክስ ላይ ተገኝተው አንደኛውን ቢያን በጭንቅላቱ ገጨው። ከዛ በኋላ ደግሞ ሌላኛውን የመጨረሻውን ኳስ ሙኮላ ስቲቨን በጭንቅላቱ ገጭቶ ኳስና መረብን አገናኝቶ 23ኛው ደቂቃ ላይ ዩአርኤ 1 ኢትዮጵያ ቡና ባዶ በጣም ተፋዘው ነበር።
በግራ መስመር ሶሪ እዛም ስቴዲየም ግብ ስለተቆጠረ ባህር ዳር ላይ ተቆጥሯል። ታዲያ አልሃሊ ፋሲል ከነማ ላይ ግብ አስቆጥሯል። መሐመድ አብዱራህማን የተባለ አልሃሊ ተጫዋች በፍጹም ቅጣት ምት ግብ አስቆጥሯል። ስለዚህ ሁለቱም የኢትዮጵያ ቡድኖች አንድ ለባዶ በሆነ ውጤት እየተመሩ ነው።
በጣም ከባድ ነው።
ባለፉት 5 ደቂቃዎች ላይ እየተመለከትን ያለነው ታደሰ በዩአርኤ ኳስ በተለይ ከነጠቁ በኋላ ፈጥነው ወደ መስመር የማውጣት እንቅስቃሴ ትመለከታለህ። ያሁኑ የኳስ እንቅስቃሴ መሀል ሜዳ ላይ ኳሱን ነጠቁት ወደ ግራ መስመር ላይ ወጣ። ከግራ መስመር ላይ ክሮስ ያደረገው ፋር ፖስት ላይ አንድ የነሱ ተጫዋች በጣም በነጻነት ብቻውን ሆኖ ነው እንግዲህ በጭንቅላት ለመግጨት ጥረት ያደረገው ታደሰና ባለፉት 5 ደቂቃዎች ላይ የተመለከትነው የሆነ ቀጥተኝነት ትመለከታለህ። 29 ቁጥሩን የሮቶሚዮ የሚባለው የፊት አጥቂን እሱን ታርጌት የማድረግ ነገር አንዳንድ ሎንግ ቦሎች አንዳንድ የእጅ ኳስ የእጅ ውርወራዎች እንኳን ረጃጅም ውርወራዎችን እንኳን ተመልክተናልና ባለፉት 5 ደቂቃዎች ቀጥተኛ የሆናቸው ረጃጅም አይነት ኳሶች የኢትዮጵያ ቡና ፋይናል ስር ላይ ትኩረት ሳጥን ውስጥ ትኩረት ያደረጉ ከመስመር የሚነሱ ኳሶችን እየተመለከትን ነው። በዚህ እንቅስቃሴ ነው እንግዲህ ከመስመር የተነሳ ኳስ ማርክ ሳያደርጉት በግራ መስመር ላይ የተሰለፈ ያለው አስራት ቱንጆ ከሱ ጀርባ ያለው ተጫዋችን አልተመለከተውም ነበርና እሱ በጭንቅላት የገጨን ኳስ ነው አጥቂው ጎል ለማስቆጠር የቻለው።
አሁንም ተደጋጋሚ ጥቃቶችን
Let's challenge there, you could say. And player stays on the ground. Vianney Sekajugo, the gentleman getting to him. Referee making it very clear that that will be the last chance saloon before he gets to the book. Vianney Sekajugo will have to watch himself here. But 26 minutes. They're trailing by a goal. It's pretty hot in here, and Ethiopian coffee need to wake up and smell the coffee.
Yeah, of course. You think that Vianney Sekajugo has now vindicated himself of his decision. That particular incident and the way he headed the ball back into the direction of Stephen Mukwala, he vindicates himself. But it cannot just be a one-off. He needs to do it consistently because short moments after they scored the opener, Vianney Sekajugo should have threaded the pass in the direction of Shafik Kajimo, and URL could have extended their lead. Clever and quick because at this level, the international level, it doesn't give you many chances. You get 1-2 chances and you bury the opponent.
Beautifully threaded pass here, Karagin for Ethiopian coffee, but they lose possession and the ball is left to roll out here all the way back to the goalkeeper Alionzi Legason Lafien. Taking his time here, picks up the ball.
Also a Cranes international, who's part of the Cranes team that played at the African Nations Championship, the Chan in January. And you could comfortably say that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the country right now.
Beautifully skilled pass coming in from Saidi, and they get a chance and a quick pass at the end of the box area. Shot coming in, play broke down. Appeal for a penalty.
Ethiopians don't seem to like being put into the moments of the foot race. So if URA can do that, you think that from the short action that we've seen a while ago, they can pile on that kind of pressure and get some more goals.
Tesefe, Solomon, as well as William Tesefe, both haven't had enough chance to influence this game as they normally want to do. But here he comes. William tries to get the ball played in. Back to Tesefe Williams, but this time the ball knocks off his shins there and rolls out for a throw in for Team URA. The tax collectors, the moment, have already levied one upon Team Ethiopia, Stephen Mukwala, and now they try to build up again. Vianney Sekajugo can keep it in play. Very tricky ball, especially if you're not used to playing on the AstroTurf. The bounce is quite different, and Vianney Sekajugo a testament to that.
Yeah, of course, the ball moves much faster than it does on natural grass, because if you look at the way teams that play on AstroTurf and how they use it to their advantage, oftentimes about passing that ball and moves a lot faster. So I think that Vianney Sekajugo did
time it very well, and maybe he underestimated it.
Appropriate throw in and a turnover for URA as they build deep again. Moa gets the ball, spreading it out to the left here, looking for Ndahiro. In for the captain, Shafiq Kuchi Kajimu draws it to two players to create space out on the left once again. Ndahiro picking it up, assessing options, whips in a long cross here, but well cleared away by the defense and retrieved by URA. They are now gaining some measure of composure and trying to make sure that they can keep pressing Ethiopian Coffee into their own half.
Unnecessary loss of possession by URA. I thought that Mboa didn't have to hit that ball so hard. But the interesting thing about Patrick Mboa, for much of his career has been playing as a centre half. Yet last season, his former coach Sam Simba deployed him in holding midfield, and he seems to be cutting his teeth there. I don't know whether that's where the future lies for him, but he's acquitting himself quite well in holding midfield. You wonder whether he could also be a solution for the national team in the long term, considering his size and his passing range.
For Patrick Mboa, definitely a solid pillar down in that as holding role. As URA quite relying on him quite heavily. Kofi have not yet found a way past him, or at any point have they bothered to manage to cause any trouble to the defense and the goalkeeper of Team URA. Instead, it's been their goalkeeper Gabriel Johannes who's been quite under a bit of pressure there with his defenders. Faye, yes sir, getting it back to Gabriel Johannes, playing it now to Shefero, trying to slow down the speed at the moment. Team Ethiopian Coffee. Back to the goalkeeper, miscued pass there, and that could have costed them. Gabriel Johannes probably got his touch very wrong onto that ball. A few more inches to the left, and that could have ended up in the back of the net. But instead, it's a corner, the second one of the game, and both of them have gone the way of URA. As Gabriel Johannes Abel tries to urge his team to calm down. Saidi Cheyune will be hoping they can up the ante.
I think that Abel Johannes survived having egg on his face. Otherwise, he could have easily kicked the ball into the back of his own net if he wasn't careful. That over-elaborated play can prove to be a disservice.
Cheyune brings the ball in, cleared away by the defense. Shafiq Kujikajimu. Will not have any of it and insists that's a free kick. And a chance pick at Nasir, shot number 10.
Yeah, but it was an unnecessary foul, really, if you look back, because he didn't even attempt to play the ball. He just came for his opponent's body and shrugged him out of the way. And the ref had no choice but just, call for a foul. And I don't think that he can do much complaining.
Vianney Sekajugo and Saidi Cheyune for this one. I think it might be area code Vianney Sekajugo. If it's an attempt straight, Vianney can slice that one.
But we also have to consider the fact that they do have a couple of strong headers in this team. So Saidi Cheyune may be content to lay it into their path. Either way, two very good options here for Team URA, and it's Vianney skipping, leaving it for Cheyune. A bit very elaborate there, going for the far post. Ball just goes away and now cleared out for Team Ethiopian Coffee, holding on to the ball here now, trying to restart the game. Yelu gets it back to the defense. Gabriel Christos now into the midfield area, looking for support coming in from Johannes Gamo. Gamo in possession, gets the ball rolling away as they try to pass this. Ooh, looking for a quick one in this as they roll it here now into the midfield. Nice touch coming in from Team Ethiopian Coffee, but they lose the ball. And once again, another breakaway coming in here from Team URA. That was Mboa as they get the ball up front here. Nice touch, chested off well, and a snapshot! What a screamer coming in from URA!
Oh, what a beautiful goal that is. Of course, from
Stephen Mukwala attempted to lay the ball in for a nice layup into the box area. It was repelled, had a split second to make up his mind. And that lethal right foot of his came to play, picking out the top corner. Very little the goalkeeper could do from such a distance there. The goalkeeper, Gabriel Jonas, must be pretty disappointed with his defense. A beautiful, beautiful setup here coming in from URA. Saidi Cheyune laid out here. And when the ball came back to him, not even a moment, instant reflex, his eye, his foot, his pedigree, spelling out why he's called the hitman. Stephen Mukwala doubles the tally for URA.
Of course, that's a very important goal, especially closing into half-time. But the finish was spectacular. I thought that Stephen Mukwala, very instinctive finish, but also being in the right position at the right time. Incidentally, this is happening for a team that does not even have a coach on the bench. Both of their coaches, including Timbe, were not given permission to sit on the bench. But you can see a team that has been well-drilled, regardless of the fact that they've gone so many months without any football action. They seem to have maintained that touch that they had from last season. Mukwala being one of their lead scoring players last season, he still continues in that very rich vein of form.
14 minutes spreading between the two, and there's a substitution here. Mikayas Gudisa coming off, and there was a substitution there, bringing on shot number 21, Zalaka Alzarehe, to try and punch up this game here. Gudisa has been largely ineffective in this game. He was out on the right wing, but they haven't had a lot of action on that end. Derek Nahiro strolling back and forth at will, and probably affecting that change there from the technical bench of Ethiopian Coffee.
Clearly, there's been a lot of elaborate play from Ethiopian Coffee, and the balls are just not reaching their final third. And of course, if the balls are not reaching the final third, then it's going to be very unlikely that your forwards are going to be effective in any way. I think one of the things that URA has done so well that we've been talking about is the fact that they've tried to be as reactive when this Ethiopian Coffee side has got possession, press them, win possession. But because if you look at the way that second goal was produced, it took that interception by Mboa in midfield, and then he played the ball square to where it found the one Saidi Cheyune, who crossed it onto the far left, where it found, of course, Vianney Sekajugo ricocheted off him into the path of Stephen Mukwala. Of course, that's what URA has got to keep doing. You just need to keep pressing. They do not have to play exactly like the Ethiopian Coffee are doing, of being expressive, passing and moving and whatnot. They just need to make sure they pick their moments, and also when they get possession, they run straight at their goal, because they don't seem to be comfortable being put into a foot race.
Took URA 14 minutes to audit the books of Ethiopian Coffee and find them wanting again, with Stephen Mukwala coming to collect for the second goal. And you have to say Ethiopian Coffee right now in a very tricky predicament, away from home, and they're already trailing by 2-0. They might need to settle into that game. Zalaka, the substitute, getting into his stride here. Tefese gives the ball away. URA pick up the ball once again. Beautiful 360 turn. That is the correct turn from Shafiq Kuchika Jimu. That was a bit of dangerous play as Chayune brings the ball in, cleared away by the defense. Shafiku Jikajimu, Hannes Gamo playing it here to Tilahun Feisa. Feisa now a beautiful through pass there, and finally finds its target Toyolo in very forbidden territory there. But you are able to retrieve the ball and lose it momentarily once again. Looking for Yeryu out onto the wing, a chance to pull the trigger from distance. Wasn't on target, pretty speculative, but probably a testament to the defense of Team URA. They are not giving them a chance to sniff anywhere close to the 18-yard box there. Throwing bodies right in front of them, a forest of legs in between them and the goal. And now it's down to speculative shots at the moment.
But that's something that you think that Ethiopian Coffee need to keep doing if they are to get a chance of getting back into this game. Otherwise, if they do not try to make some attempts, then they will have no chance of getting back into this game.
Retrieving the ball. Ethiopian Coffee setting it out here for Gabriel Christos. Setting it in. Touch one here for Tetefe Williams. They continue to pass the ball through. Probably get the feeling right now it's a question of holding on to the ball, try to run down the clock, get that much needed halftime break, regroup, recollect thoughts, re-strategize, probably remap a plan, because this one is not going anywhere.
Yeah, they seem to have lost a bit of their composure, of course, and also the kind of approach that they had at the beginning, because now URA seems with the 2 goals that they seem to have set foot now, and they're closing down the spaces. They're not allowing them to get behind the lines, and that is normally the danger when you fall goals behind, and then the opponent just doesn't allow you any space of getting back into it. And I think URA is doing a pretty good job keeping their shape and closing down Ethiopian Coffee.
It might be fair to say the most fouled man on the pitch so far is URA's captain Shafiq Kuchikajimu. So once again he gets a hard nudge. They're coming in from Ahmed Nasir, and it's a free kick awarded for Team URA.
That shot 10, Abdel Nasir, I think his demonstrations have gone too far. He's walking a tightrope, and sooner or later he will be receiving a yellow card. But of course, already seen one.
Later has already come in for Solomon.
Yes, for Solomon, that's fair. But even the demonstrations of Abu Bakr Nasir are just getting too much. I feel that every challenge that he makes and the ref calls it as a foul, he remonstrates, and you think that he will be really the referee, and that could cause him problems.
Solomon Chawamene drawing the wrath of the referee and becomes the first player to go to the book. A yellow card for him there for decent. And now URA running down the final few seconds on the clock before time that will be added on in this particular game. And they try to break forward once again. Fuchi Kajimu. This is actually Vianney Sekejugo. Back into the midfield looking for Feisa. Feisa gets it onto the captain, Gamo. Gamo, the skipper for Team Ethiopian Coffee. 15 seconds on the clock there before the 4th official makes his addition to this game. The ball is played back here for Shiferewa. Plays it here to Tilahun Feisa. Into the midfield. As we get confirmation there coming in from the 4th official. It will be not less than 1 minute to be added on in this particular. We'll probably feel the 45 minutes have been justifiably right for their game plan.
Yeah, very productive first half with 2 goals. You can't ask for more. You just feel that they just may try and ensure that they can capitalize on 1 or 2 chances.
Swala. 2 attempts, 2 devastating attempts. Double the joy for the man there, Stephen Deshimukwala, and the captain, Shafiq Kuchikajimu, calls his lads together for a moment of understanding on the pitch. They haven't had any instructions coming in from the coach as the officials here walk off the pitch for half-time. URA leading the game by 2-0, both of them coming in from Stephen Deshimukwala. And Ethiopian Coffee have to really regroup at halftime and find a way back into this game. Halftime at the St. Mary Stadium, URA 2, Ethiopian Coffee 0.
Double delight there for Stephen Deshimukwala. Well, he must be enjoying his Ethiopian coffee, isn't he? What a first half. Perfect is an understatement. 2-0 for the taxmen. Indeed, the tax is coming home. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the halftime analysis.
Eno yesanyuka TV banno ddala mu byemizannyo n'ebisanyusa.
Tosubwa kusanyuka TV.
Watch us, watch Sanyuka.
Zupuka wamu naffe.
9. 10 to go.
Otandika olunaku lwo mu maanyi.
Kakole ne gola kusanyuka TV.
Ngozza bujjo omubiri gwo awo mu ddiiro lyo.
እውነቱን ልቤ ሁሌም ያውቀዋል ከውስጤ ገብቶ ማን ይፍቀዋል ቢበልቤ ነው ቢበልቤ ላይ ነው
back of the net. He comes out and punches that one. It was the right decision for him there because probably grasping it with the sun's glare may have proven to be a bit tricky for him. Momentary respite here for Team Ethiopian Coffee.
Yeah, good take from the goalkeeper.
Anyone for URA, and it's picked up here by Team Ethiopian Coffee into the midfield area. Beautiful twist and a turn, and now setting it up here looking for Zalaka. Player goes down, battle here with Mboa. Played back to the captain here, Gamo, Johannes setting it up back into the defense looking for Shifero now to Gabriel Christos holding on to the ball. Twist, a turn, and back to the defense. URA seems to be getting back into their stride of hunting for the ball and denying Ethiopian Coffee a chance to rest on their laurels. Playing it back here for Johannes Gamo back to the goalkeeper, Gabriel Johannes back in. A chance to spread it out wide, but that went over the line, and it's a throw-in for URA. Taking a lift out of Coffee's booklet and setting it off very quickly. Shafiq Kuchikaji Mandela with a cross, but it's hit a tad too high, too strong, and it just goes away.
Too deep. Needs to weigh his crosses a little better, because those are moments from which you can score a few goals if your final delivery is accurate.
Stroking it out to the left, and a chance to build deep again. Highly advertised as plenty little Abu Baker Nasir Ahmed, but he's yet to come to the party for the moment. And with ball on, Tesfaye, this could be a dangerous moment for Team URA. Ball crossed in, it's closed down by the defense. A defensive lapse in error, and that will be a corner for Team Ethiopian Coffee. Ndahiro seems to have lost it there for the moment. Ethiopian Coffee decide to play it short. URA looking to deploy the offside trap, and Ethiopian Coffee with the ball from the left to the right, from the right to the left. Held, and they pick it up again. The captain, Gamo, back to the defense. Feisa setting it up here for Gabriel Christos.
Isn't this a moment, Jermaine, when fitness issues also come into play? Considering how long URA has been playing, they're now back in action after almost 3 months. This is the kind of game that would be befitting of a pre-season game. So you're normally not as sharp as you would ordinarily be in games in the season.
Well, the same could apply for Ethiopian Coffee. The last time they played a game was on the 28th of May. That game was against Adama Kinama, ending 1-1. So fitness could probably be an issue for both teams here.
Certainly.
As they try to get this one rolling on. But the question will be who has a little more in the tank to see them across the finish line.
Yeah, but Ethiopian Coffee is showing more guile, and you can see they're playing with more confidence. And that goal that they scored through their shot number 13, Ignamel, seems to have really galvanized them and their confidence, or rather it was scored by William Tesfaye. It seems to have galvanized them. They seem to feel maybe now that with one goal away from home, the score being 2-1, they can take that into the second leg, and they'll just need to win by 1 goal, and they will go through to the next round. So they're really doing the job well, especially for an away team.
Well, they've gotten 1 goal, but if they can hope to actually pick 1 more and be able to share the points in here, they have little under 22 minutes to make that happen. Ball played out, looking for support coming in here from Zakari. As the long ball is played up onto the wing, flicking it on, looking for Ahmed. A chance coming up here, keeps the ball under play, tries to flick it in. But well closed down here by the defense of URA, shutting out the space there, and an offside is awarded against Ethiopia for Team URA.
Yeah, I think that was a good reprieve now for URA. They seem to have been living dangerous at that particular moment, but I'm really quite disappointed in Ivan Serubidi. Just came on as a substitute, the URA midfielder, but it just doesn't seem to know the urgency that is needed here. He's losing possession in midfield in very dangerous places, and he's not brought on the impact that is expected to bring on as a substitute.
interesting. The tag there was reading player.
Yeah. From the Ethiopian coffee, probably is an official, eh?
Well, sometimes the tags get misplaced. 69 minutes of the game played. They continue trying to press in here, Ethiopian coffee, but very anxious looks from it's the player or the official that he was. They look pretty anxious here as the clock starts to tick down on them. No team wants to start off with a loss in their qualification. It looks like URA, from the information we're getting from the touchline, could be about to make another change in there. Wager that probably might be Joachim Ojera coming in, but here comes a breakaway. Tesfaye, squad goal number 1. Tesfaye lays it into the path here, and that probably was a wrong decision to make. The fans have been anguished. They probably think he should have taken a chance there and taken a shot, but URA were caught napping. They'll be very happy, thanking the lucky stars they managed to get away with that one. That was really, really lucky for URA.
Yeah, you can see the fans are all animated. They're all getting excited. They're into a frenzy. They expect their team, Ethiopian Coffee, to get another goal. From the way they played there, you felt that surely they should have scored another goal, but somehow the final pass to get another goal. From the way they played there, you felt that surely they should have scored. Substitution, if you ask me. Of course, is one. Of course, Shafik Ajimu, we all know, is URA's talisman, one of the men that normally shine the light for this club. One of their star men, and of course, being a captain, it's not usual that he gets substituted. But you can see that bringing on Joachim Ojera, trying to add a little bit of speed and what we would call impetus going forward. I don't know whether it was still the right one to take off Shafik Ajimu. He's one of those players that normally just needs one moment of magic and he can turn the game on its head.
It was an interesting movement pattern there from Shafik Ajimu. Walked towards his goal and then made a turn around to delay the process of the substitution as long as possible. But Joachim Ojera coming in for the captain Shafik Ajimu, and first business of the game here now will be defending this set piece. First free kick in such a position for you, for Kofi, but hit straight into the wall, and now it's taken away. Saidi Cheyune will now have to shoulder the brunt of the creative playmaking role as a swift turn allows Team Kofi to retain possession. Nice touch coming in there. The ball is taken away. The captain's armband now going to Mboa as Team URA continue to press here. Goalkeeper was off his line, having to chase back the ball here, but manages to get it away back to his defense. Ethiopian Coffee feeling that the tie probably is with them. Alazari Salaka lays the ball up front. Cleared away by the defensive team URA. Holding onto the ball, nice control, bring it swiftly to a stop here. And now Ndahiro tries his luck against two of the players, looks for the 1-2 going into the overlap, but the ball is instead played back to the defense. Nice play coming in here from Najib Faisali, playing it up onto the wing. Good support coming in here from Ashraf Mandela. Mandela now in a battle of will, retains the ball and teases it back into the midfield to the current captain, Boa. Back to Mandela. Mandela shoved here. The ball rolls away. Referee says it was all legitimate. As the ball stays on the line and eventually forcing Kofi into action. They hold on to the ball now, trying to map out their path. URA pretty advanced at the moment, pressing hard, and they do get themselves a throw in for their endeavors.
Yeah, that was a desperate retrieve from Ethiopia's Ethiopian Coffee's defender, of course, but you must give credit to Joachim Ojera putting that pressure on, not allowing him any time, any breathing space to maneuver.
The ball is brought in, headed away.
One of their star men, and of course, being a captain, it's not usual that just doesn't think the referee doesn't think that it was a good challenge by Joachim. Yes, it appears like he had judged it to have been a bit of aggressive play from Joachim Ojera there.
And they seems to be reaching in pain. Yeah. And earlier on there, we did see the goalkeeper Abel Gabriel Johannes urging, probably remonstrating against the assistant referee for probably not having called the foul there. The ball did come. It was actually Stephen Deshi Mukwala who came in, but Joachim Ojera looked like a knee to the jaw.
It was a dangerous play, and on another day could easily have got himself booked. The referee must have missed that incident. Just in the moment it happened, he didn't get a clear view of it. Otherwise, that was a bit of dangerous play from Joachim Ujera.
Goal kick, so free kick, awarded here to Ethiopia. And still figuring out the game plan. Goalkeeper.
Yeah, of course, with 16 minutes left to play, you feel that Ethiopian Coffee will be the most satisfied now, particularly because of that away goal. And they'll be hoping that they can close out your end, not to allow them get their noses further up in front. They can keep it at 2-1. They go into the second leg more buoyed and confident.
Well, Nahiro gets a throw in there as they try to get the ball away. URA, on the other hand, will feel a win at home is what was expected of them as they get a long shot from distance. Pile driver from the captain. Moa, and the offside flag comes out there for the rebound. But that was a thunderbolt there. Decent chance it was. Ball was played away. Moa taking his time, takes the shot. A couple of players were actually offside. 3 players were offside. But the fact that Stephen Deshimukwala ran to intercept the ball, that's when the flag came into play. But a very good cracking shot there from the captain Moa.
Yeah, of course, he's been one of URA's better players this afternoon. That was a good attempt, and you see that those are the kind of things that URA need to keep doing. The referee doesn't think that it was a good challenge by Joachim. Very good chance that you can get yourselves good icing on the cake.
Another handball. It looked like a handball there. Referee lets it roll, and now a bit of a hard tackle coming in from Derek Hero, and the free kick awarded here to Team URA. But the referee seems to be signaling one of the players to actually get the necklace off. He was there with a bit of a strong tackle. The free kick is awarded here to Team Ethiopia Coffee. Earlier on there, we did see the goalkeeper sitting at loggerheads with his defense, asking them to drop deeper and protect him a bit more. Doesn't seem very happy with how things are turning out at the moment. As a through ball is played through, could have been easily misplaced. And now Ashraf Mandela streaking forward, tries to get it snatched up, loses it, and it's retrieved by the current captain, Moa, into the midfield. A chance coming out, Ojera plays it out onto the wing, looking for support from Boa. Drafts his way past one man, drafts past the second, and a chance to cross it in. Who's available? Stephen Deshimukwala on the opposite wing. The assistant referee says it was offside, and that's a free kick. 13 minutes left to play in this game before time to be added on. The clock is ticking. You're 8 still in the lead against Ethiopia Coffee.
Yeah, but a good pass attempt by Patrick Mboa. We thought that that was a visionary kind of pass, picking out Mukwala, Stephen. And you think that those are the kind of moments that you feel that Stephen Mukwala needs to keep his line well, so that when you get into that kind of position and you get the ball, that you can use it to your advantage.
Goalkeeper coming out to secure the ball at the moment as the clock continues to tick down, and the game does continue. URA.
Just had actually one shot on target in the second half. URA
haven't really had a lot of chances.
Yeah, exactly. They need and yet we thought that maybe they would try to seek a third goal. So you hope that they can see it out in the last minutes and also try and force the issue, try and see if they can get another goal, because it would be really handy for them if they can get a third goal in this encounter.
Long ball played forward, attempting to look for Joachim Ojera from Najib Faisali there. But wasn't exactly on target, and the ball just rolls out.
Had a decent game on his debut, Najib Faisali, signed from Gaddafi in the big league. He's had a really good game, you must say. He's organized the defense, he's kept his opponents in check, and except for that one lapse concentration, why, of course, his teammate at the back, that was, of course, Hudu Muliki and Derek Ndahiro were beaten. I think that for a young man coming to a big side as URA and such a pressure cooker of a game, the CAF Confederation Cup. I think he's done well in the absence of Nyakojo, who is known to play in that position.
Well, looks like another young man will also be making his debut today. Living Cabon, set to come on in the place of Cromwell Rothomio Abang. Shot number 29. A change there up front and probably a twist in formation here, Vianney.
Yeah, I think Living Cabon comes in on the wing, on the left wing, brings quite a lot of energy, speed, skills, and of course craftiness. He's such a crafty player. Scores goals, so you think that he can add some bit of edge for URA, give them a bit of something different that they've not had in this game, because he's such a crafty player, very fast, sleek, and quick, and scores goals. So you think that could probably be their winning ticket.
Recently acquired from Ondu Paraka as the corner is brought in and headed away. Now rushing into action, trying to hold onto the ball. Team URA cleared back into play as they try to roll the ball around here, but Ethiopian Coffee stand resolute and fend off the siege. Trying to turn defense into attack. Holding cross there from Derek Ndahiro as Ethiopia Coffee pick up the ball once again. 10 minutes left to play in the game. Passing it away, goal scorer Tesfaye setting it up onto the wing. We give support coming in from Toilo. Toilo plays it out here looking for Zakari. Back into the midfield here. Toilo, and now a nice breakaway. Looks like Desi Mukwala will now take the center role.
Yeah, absolutely. He's now the natural center forward in the team that they have. Person who can, and that's the advantage of having players that are versatile. Of course, Stephen Mukwala can play on the left, can play on the right, and most preferably, of course, to the middle.
Well, now they do get the ball away. Now looking for support coming in for shot 21, Alzare Zalaka. Passing it through, touch 1-2, setting the ball up. This could be a chance. Shot comes up, inches away. Inches away. And Ethiopian Coffee nearly got their respite. A beautiful touch, a beautiful interception. Once again, URA had gone to sleep. Venturing forward. Beautiful link-up play at the edge of the box area. Shades of what led to the first goal, and nearly making URA pay again for not learning their lesson.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel that having conceded a goal earlier in the 63rd minute in that kind of manner, you felt that URA should have learned something, but they seem to sleep on the job and allow Tesfaye, of course with Abubakar Nasir, and of course Ednal also getting that kind of intricate passing out just near their penalty area, and they need to wake up, because it's the last minutes of the game and you don't want to give your opponent a chance on goal like they just did.
URA need to turn up here as Ethiopian Coffee beginning to rave up the engine for the final few minutes of the game. Into the midfield, touch decent coming in from Solomon, plays a long ball in, darting cross here for Team Ethiopia Coffee, laying it into the box area, looking for the new entrant substitution, but good head away from the defensive area. Nice defense coming in from Team URA.
Of course, Ethiopian Coffee, Jermaine, are smelling blood here. They can sense a weakness in URA. URA players seem to be tired. Their reaction is late, and therefore they're finding it easy to make those intricate passes out of their penalty area.
And here they come, trying to nick those passes once again. And this time, Derek Ndahiro is the man that stops the flow. But beautiful link-up passes here coming in. Yale with Ahmed Nasir Mohammed. That is Abubakar Nasir Mohammed, linking up excellently, and then throwing William Tesfaye and Solomon Tefese. You could say it is beginning to look extremely worrisome here for the fans of URA. 7 minutes on the clock, and the pressure is on.
Yeah, Jermaine, URA are living dangerously clearly. You can see that they are really living dangerously. They seem to be wondering when the final whistle will go. They just don't seem to be putting in the kind of shift that they did earlier in the game. And like some people, of course, now are thinking if Ethiopian Coffee is playing the way they're playing right now, how they will turn next time.
Well, substitution here. Seyom Solomon Tesfaye comes off. Haile Gabriel Christos comes on. Shot number 17. Solomon hasn't had quite the game that he's bound to have normally. He was really cut out a lot by Mboa today. hasn't made his presence felt. But there's a chance here to finish off the game from Haile Gabriel-Christos in the final few minutes of the game here. And some instructions coming in for Team URA. 4 minutes.
Yeah, from one of the coaches of the team.
84 minutes as Adeshi Mukwala gets off the deck. 6 minutes left to play for in this game. For the time that will be added on.
I wonder how much of an impact it has had on URA not having two of their coaches on the bench. Of course, Simeon Masaba not allowed on the bench. Sam Kimbe the same, not allowed on the bench. I wonder how much impact it has had on their game plan and the way they've approached the game. And incidentally, Sam Simbwa, whose contract was not extended by URA, has got the qualifications to sit on that bench. So it's quite an irony for a club at that level that they could find themselves in the kind of situation they're in.
Well, a very tricky affair, but now they won't have a lot of time to think about that decision as they have 5 more minutes of intense defense to make sure that they can actually close up this game. And it's straight back to action, all the way to the goalkeeper, Tapien Alionze. Clears a long ball up front, headed away by Feisa. That will be a throw in.
Yeah, I think that that's that kind of the lull that just happened when Stephen Mukwala went down somehow would help URA probably weather the storm, because the Ethiopian Coffee seemed to be sizing up relentless attacks at the time when Stephen Mukwala went down, and I think that has sort of like helped them cool the game down.
Well, they tried to snatch the ball here in the dangerous area, but a swift turn coming in from Shifero. Shifero manages to momentarily stem the tide. They are passing in a dangerous area, but that's the only way they know how to play. They'll pass and pass and pass. And now it's a throw in here for Team URA. Derek Ndahiro to take this one. Living Carbon yet to actually get into the game.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of him since he came on. Probably that is as a result of this kind of untenable situation that URA find themselves in. This kind of touch and go kind of football where they're not the ones controlling the game. Makes it difficult for a young player like that one coming in and getting into any sort of rhythm. But Stephen Mukwala still has a chance to complete a hat-trick. Let's see what the last 4 minutes produce.
9 minutes of this particular game as they try to control their flow into the game. The pass here, a quick turn, looking for a way to carry on up front here. The player goes down. That's a free kick coming up for Ethiopia Coffee, fouled by Saidi Cheyune.
Yeah,
shot number 17.
The kind of foul that you suspect is a result of tiredness. You just want to get it over with. Just put the man down and stop their kind of attacks, as Ethiopian Coffee seems to be chasing for that equalizer.
Seyom Sefei Moges. Man was fouled there. One of the substitutes was actually been brought into the game. They now pass it back to the defense. Shifaro in possession. Squares it away. It was actually Feisa to Shifaro. Play back in. A few interlinking passes. Back to Feisa. 3 minutes and counting. To the midfield. Chance coming up here. Boubacar Nasir. Now into the midfield, looking for the goal scorer. Tesfaye. On to the substitutes. Seyum. Back to Shifero. Through pass coming up. Carbon. If I'm not mistaken, he's yet to get a touch on the ball appropriately. Ndahiro gets thrown in here. But there's a player on the ground for URA.
Stephen Mukwala again.
Looks like that is quite a bit of pain here for Mukwala.
Bit of cramps, it seems. Seems to be stretching his leg. Maybe it's cramps rather. And that normally happens when when you've taken it a while without playing. Also, sometimes it's the body adjusts to the tempo, that fast pace. So you get a bit of muscle cramps.
Stretcher onto the pitch for the man who scored the 2 goals in the first half and gives URA their lead there. First one, Saidi Cheyune, that was actually the second goal. Instant reflexes and putting it into the roof of the net. First one there, Derek Ndahiro laying it out for Vianney Sekajugo, who headed it back across goal. And Stephen Deshimukwala rose the highest to rise, set it into the back of the net. You could say, with his brace here, a decent day in the office for him as he gets to get stretched off. And URA are momentarily down to 10 men.
Yeah, Abede Tilahun tried to put a hand there to stop URA's first goal. And if he had done, then probably he would also have been sent off. But I guess he got into his second thought and wondered whether it was worth stopping and then getting himself sent off. So he allowed it to sail in to allow URA to get the lead.
So final few minutes of the CAF Confederations Cup preliminary rounds. URA still leading this one by a goal, 2 goals to nil, 2 goals to 1. I don't know why I'm stuck up on the nil here today.
Maybe that was your prediction. Maybe that's the scoreline you wanted.
Well, would have been one that URA would probably be looking for as well, but they did concede that goal from shot number 13, William Tesfaye. And that looks like URA are now back to all 11 men in the game. Mukwala getting back onto the pitch, shot number 9. And there he is, trying to get straight into the fray, but does not get to the ball. As Team Ethiopian Coffee trying to pass out once again, trying to look for a roadmap that could probably secure them that 1 goal that would guarantee that it's a share of the spoils. Confirmation there of the time to be added on. 3 minutes. 3 minutes for Coffee to find their way back into this game. 3 minutes for URA to either seal off this one or make their position quite unassailable tonight.
Yeah, looking at the way the game has panned out, we're now in added time. I don't know whether the coaches at URA will be impressed with the substitutes and the kind of impact they've had. I haven't seen much from Ojera, I haven't seen much from, of course, Carbon leaving. And that is something that I'm sure that's going to force them into scratching their heads. The players need to step up because when you brought on a substitute, the purpose that you brought on is to make a difference. And I just don't think that those 2 players who are supposed to be attackers, who are supposed to give the team a bit of initiative going forward, whether they've done much until now, of course, Carbon leaving.
Finally getting into the game as well, but here comes Mukwala battling for the ball right to the death as the ball runs out here for a goal kick. Quickly started off here by the goalkeeper, Gabriel Johannes, getting it on here to his defender, Feisa. A bit of urgency here, they know the clock is against them, but that could also work in URA's favor as Joachim Ojera picks the ball, and a chance here, squares the ball away, a chance for, oh my goodness, Stephen Deshimukwala.
He wasn't in it. If you look at the moment when that pass was played to him, he was least interested in it. He wasn't in it, and it has cost URA. You look back at that replay, you realize that when Ojera steals that possession and look at Mukwala and where his position, he wasn't in it because he should have closed in, got into that 60-yard area and pounced on that pass.
The person who will have been saved the blushes there, Seyum, for that failed clearance, would probably be looking very, very red in the face there for having missed that particular chance there. But Stephen Deshimukwala missing out on a chance to grab a hat-trick here tonight as he momentarily switched off. Tends to happen towards the tail end of any game.
Maybe it's the cramps. Maybe he's not feeling well at all to even run on 2 balls or try and close in and make those ghost runs into the penalty area, because that was a very good opportunity. If he had just run in front of the Ethiopian Coffee defender, he was just going to bury it into the back of an empty net.
Well, they come forward once again. Seyom for Team Ethiopian Coffee. The clock is ticking out against them. Final 30 seconds of the game as Derek is the hero of fouls. Zalaka starts it off quickly. 15 seconds to go plus time. And now racing forward through pass. Cannot get past the current standing captain, Mboa. Plays it outside Cheyune. Cheyune weaving it here for Ashraf Mandela. URA, the clumsy pass away by Mandela, and a quick turnaround in pace here as they chase the ball through. The 93 minutes are on, and any time now the referee will have to call a close this game, but there's a thick battle for that one. As it goes on, the referee says that's a throw in for URA, Ashraf Mandela.
Well, I'm a bit disappointed there in those last minutes where URA could have actually capitalized. They could rule these opportunities that were posted, especially in the last 5 minutes. Those moves and the decision making lacking, especially in that last one where Mukwala could have bounced and made it 3-1. And then, of course, even the last one where you saw Mandela running with the ball and letting it get out of his stride so far. You feel that there's been a bit of carelessness, and you only hope they don't rule the kind of missed opportunity they've had this afternoon.
The game for URA, well, they had quite a different turn of events in the two halves. In the first half, pressing hard, and Stephen Mukwala twice getting the dividends there, scoring a header and a ferocious right shot to the roof of the net, probably a pitch of a goal. But in the second half, not really being as ruthless and not really being as aggressive as they were in the first half, allowing William Tesfaye to go ahead and pick up a goal in here. And that probably will give them the respite that they were looking for when they head down to Ethiopia next week. Full time down at the St. Mary's Stadium in Chitende in the Confederations Cup preliminary round. It's URA 2, Ethiopia Coffee 1.
2-1 live from the